Certain protesters who are demanding Maratha quota have set ablaze NCP MLA Prakash Solanki's house. This particular event is in the backdrop of Jarange Patil's continued fast. From the perspective of GS Mains Paper 2, it is important that you understand the Maratha quota issue. Do not worry about notes. It is provided through my Telegram channel, Pooja Divedi UPSC. If you have any queries, talk to me on my Instagram, follow me on my threads. So I have already introduced you to the news. Jarange Patil has revived a 3-decade-old issue, the Maratha reservation. But it is now turning violent in nature. That means the government can come down on it with a heavy hand. Do not at all think about that protests of such kind are constitutional in nature. But who are the Marathas? They are generally considered to be warrior caste, mainly comprising of peasant and landowner population. And they comprise about a third of the population of Maharashtra. Also, they are pretty political dominant. You can understand it from the fact that 12 out of its 20 chief ministers have been Marathas. Most of them speak Marathi, but also understand that all the Marathas do not speak Marathi. Okay, so do not get confused about that. Why they are demanding a quota? Since the past many years, because they have been landowners, the division of land holding has been done in such a manner that on the per member, it is not very revenue oriented. If a person has many children, that means the division of land will be in the similar manner. That means productivity for per person will reduce. The farm sector has not been doing very good since the past many years. That is why the more incessant and intense the protests are becoming. Moving on. When did it all start? It all started in 1981 when Mathadi Labour Union leader Anna Saheb Patil started this revolution, this demand for Maratha quota. Between 2016 to 18, the Maratha Kranti Morcha also conducted certain rallies. In the first phase, the 58 rallies that were conducted were very peaceful in nature. In the second phase, they turned violent with many suicides. But recently we see that at the helm of the entire situation is Jarangi Patil. He began a hunger strike on August 29. After a certain number of days, the chief minister went to him, told him about the complexity of the issue, but still, of course, he ended his hunger strike. But still, because it is not being implemented in a manner he wants, that is why he has been on a fast since the past few days. Moving on, the Marathas actually want to be identified as Kunbis under the OBC. They want to get the benefits of OBCs. And this current protest stems from May 2021 Supreme Court's judgment that struck down quotas for Maratha. That means the Supreme Court was not seeing eye to eye with the Bombay High Court. Why should the quotas be provided to them? And this quota was actually provided by the state government under the Socially and Educationally Backward Class Act of 2018. The government did it. The government provided quota, 16% quota. In June 2019, the Bombay High Court said that we cannot give you 16% quota because it is, expanding the limit of 50% reservation. We are going to give you just 12% in education and 13% in government jobs. But that was also struck down by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court struck that one as well, struck down that one as well. The High Court also suggested that the total reservation should not exceed 50%, subject to availability of quantifiable and other data, which suggests that the Marathas are backward in nature. Proper study should be done on that and how they are not represented properly. Then only we can consider them as Kunbi. In May 2021, a 5-judge constitution bench, which was led by Justice Ashok Bhushan, they struck down the provisions of the Maratha law, providing quotas for them, which took the total quota in the state beyond the 50% limit. It was set by the Apex Court itself in 1992 in the Indira Sohni judgment. Because Indira Sohni judgment was, we cannot compromise with meritocracy just on the basis of reservation. Also, in November 2022, the Supreme Court upheld the centre's 10% quota for economically weaker section. In that as well, the state government, the Maharashtra state government said that the poor Marathas cannot get reservation. And in April 2023, the Maharashtra High Court said that, the Maharashtra government said to the Apex Court that please review the 2021 judgment. But the Supreme Court said no. Okay. Recent agitation started from September 1st when protesters clashed with the police. Police used batons and tear gas as they clashed with the protesters. And massive mobilization also happened in support of Jarange Patil's fast in regions such as Kolhapur, Pune, Solapur, Yavatmal, Dhule, and the rest, lots of buns were considered. That means there is a mass support for Jarange Patil. The protests put the state government to a defensive. Deputy CM Fadnavis, he apologized for the September 1 event. Also, he gave copies, the government gave copies of a government resolution of a cabinet decision on September 7 to Jarange Patil. This decision was Kunbi caste certificate to certain Marathas who are presenting proper documents. They also gave an older government resolution from 2004 which promised reservation for eligible Maratha Kunbi and Kunbi Marathas. But Jarange Patil did not accept this. Moving on. The OBCs are also not in favor of the reservation for Marathas. They are not happy with the reservation for Marathas. The OBC Jan Morcha president said that if Maratha quota will be provided under OBC, they are going to agitate because they do not want to share within that 19% reservation quota. They do not want to share their quota with the Marathas because right now the state already has 52% reservation in which scheduled castes are 13%, 7% for scheduled tribes, OBCs are 19% and special backward classes are 2%. You notice one thing, the nationwide quota is 27%, but here it is 19%. There is also a sharp Maratha OBC polarization that is happening in the Maratha government. Marathas have traditionally been closer to Congress and NCP, but since the last year, when Shiv Sena and NCP split, since the past many months, when the Shiv Sena and NCP split, we saw that BJP has teamed up with Shinde faction, which is in favor of OBCs. So right now we are going to witness a lot many violent protests. I hope you understood it. Thank you so much for watching.